It all began when I was 22. I've always had a lot of medical issues. Asthma, allergies, eczema, bipolar, depression, and anxiety, to list off a few of them. I am a little overweight, which doesn't help with my overall health, but I try my best to lose weight and keep a healthy lifestyle. Whenever something is off of my body, I normally try to get them taken care of as soon as they start, since I have so many health issues. My problem began around July of 2018. My menstrual cycle has always been the same. It started around the second week of the month, where I would have moderate cramps on the first day and slightly worse on the second. I would bleed heavier on day 2 and 3 with no pain on day 3 and end on day 4. This has pretty much been constant since I first began puberty. The only time it changed was when I would hang around a certain friend longer and I would sync with them. I have also never had sex, so there was no chances of me getting pregnant. I noticed something was off when in July my period never hit. I had recently lost my job, so I had been depressed and put on some weight, so I thought maybe that's what had changed it. I forgot about it until 2 months later. I still hadn't had my period. I couldn't go to the doctor because I didn't have health insurance, and I had not yet gotten the job, so I was a little worried. Luckily, in October, I got hired at a new workplace. I planned on going to the doctor after my first paycheck. I went to an anime convention, and the day after I got back, I finally got my period. I was so relieved. My cycle was a little messed up with terrible cramps and heavy bleeding for 8 days. I had just started my job, so I worked through them, and on day 9, it seemed to stop. 2 days later, I started bleeding again. It was light at first, but then the previous cycle repeated with terrible pain and heavy bleeding again. I started getting more and more tired because the cramps would be so bad at night, I couldn't sleep. I would go to the bathroom at work and lean over the toilet, feeling like I was going to throw up because the pain was so bad. Christmas came and went, and I still was bleeding and cramping. My period had not let up, and I had spent well over $200 on period products, supplies to clean up the blood, and new clothes of mine getting ruined by bleeding through. I had put up with it for so long until I started getting dizzy at work and snapping at people. My iron count was low due to all the bleeding, and I was exhausted from not sleeping. The pain only got worse, and half of the time I felt like I was being stabbed in the side. The real breaking point was the clots. I would pass clots several times a day. They were so painful, and they made my hips hurt so bad. One time at work, I was in the middle of cleaning and barely made it to the bathroom, where I passed a golf ball-sized clot. I was crying from being in so much pain I couldn't stand it anymore. I applied for health insurance and went to the doctor. Turns out what I have is called endometriosis, which causes abnormal tissue to grow outside my uterus. It causes problems with periods, cramps, and even makes it hard to carry children. It is something a lot of women have and can be treated in different ways. I am currently on birth control to control my period and get it to stop long enough for them to do a full pelvic exam and figure out which treatment will work best for me. I still have to deal with the pain, but I have found ways to make it more tolerable. Ibuprofen and Midol no longer work, so I have to use stronger medications to help. I have been taking iron pills and sleeping aids to help. I finally had to tell my manager about it because it was affecting my work, and it turned out she had the same thing. She was very sympathetic and gave me advice to help. She had been a big help towards my recovery. My condition had been tough at times, but luckily, everything had gotten better, and now I have people helping and supporting me.